Hey, welcome to Apostolic Praise 103, Advanced Piano Chords. In this course, of course, it is a sequel to Apostolic Praise 101 and 102. If you haven't taken those courses, we highly recommend those to you as well, even if you are already an advanced piano player. The only I guess, what you would call just an excuse for not taking those is if you're just very fully developed in all of your sevenths, your suspended chords, your augmented chords, your sixth chords, anything that would be covered in Apostolic Praise 102, and of course there's more information on the website as well, Apostolic Praise Schoolofmusic.com. But if you have not already taken those courses, we do highly recommend them as well. In this course, we're going to be covering all of the ninths, the major ninths, dominant ninths, minor ninths. We're going to be covering as well a lot of the advanced diminished and augmented chords, the fully diminished chord, for example, and there's a lot of just good stuff that's going to be in here. Of course, a lot of good substitution chords, inversions, fills, runs, a lot of extra goodies that you're really going to enjoy that will help your playing and that will be a blessing to your ministry, your music ministry. So thanks for joining us once again. This is the first lesson. A lot of this is going to be a review. Of course, we're also going to be learning something really neat, which is actually the secret to playing 9 chords easily. Secret to playing 9 chords very simply. First of all, we're going to do a quick review. In Apostolic Praise 102 and 101, we go over the 7th chords extensively, especially in Apostolic Praise 101. And Apostolic Praise 102 is more for some of the extra chords there, and also to solidify your 7th chord playing, because we start using them a lot more in a lot of different songs. I'm not going to review the formal and shortcut ways to play the 7th chords because we've already reviewed those in both of those courses. If you would like to just see a quick review of that, you can look up Apostolic Praise 102 Lesson 1 on YouTube for a free video on that. But very quickly, we are going to run over the augmented 7th chord and how to play that. So very simply, you just take a C7, which is B flat, E, G, shortcut way, leaving out the C because it's in our left hand. And we are going to augment the 5th, sharp the 5th, turning it to B flat, E, G sharp. Okay, augmented 7th. Technically, the way you would play it is the formal way, C, E, G, B flat, and sharp your 5th up top like this. Again, a 4-note chord. But that's kind of a, we hardly ever play an augmented 7th like that, but it is good to know the correct structure of how we make those as well. Okay, the next one is a half diminished 7th chord, and we're going to learn how to play that on the A minor. We're going to do a quick review, I should say. So you basically take an A minor, and we're going to make it an A minor 7, and then we're going to flat the 5th. Okay, so diminished you always flat, augmented you always sharp. Okay, so A minor 7 with a flatted 5th or half diminished 7th chord, A minor 7th chord, would be like this: G, A, C, E flat, or the shortcut way, just G, C, E flat. Okay, the formal way to make that would just be like this: A, C, E, G, and then just flat the 5th. It's technically a 4-note chord, as all 7ths are. Okay, great. So that's a quick review on those chords, and let's get into learning the secret to playing 9th chords. You're going to be pleasantly surprised at how incredibly easy they are to play. How many times have you come to a 9th chord perhaps and you had no idea how to play it on the fly? You can't just memorize how to make it. Okay, we put this note here and this note here and this note here. But what you actually have to do is just get it to where your brain doesn't even have to think about it. It's just natural. And we're going to show you the easiest way to make a 9th chord here in just a minute. We'll be back in just a second. Okay, so the secret to learning how to play 9th chords easily. Of course, as with any 7th or advanced chord, there is a formal way and a shortcut way to make the 9th chord. So I'm going to show you the formal way first for each one of these chords. So first of all, we're going to have a C7 chord, because 7th is always the chord you learned before the 9th. So the C7th chord, the formal way, is C, E, G, B flat. Okay, and then basically what we do is we drop the root, or C, out of our right hand, and we're going to move our thumb to E, pointer finger to G, and middle finger to B flat. We're going to add our 9th to the top, okay, which is a D. And we know it's the 9th chord because you count the major scale: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. D is the 9th note of the major scale, okay, which is your 9. So E, G, B flat, D. Okay, that's the formal way. Okay, if you wanted to make it the shortcut way, which is what I really advise, think about it like this. Okay, what is 2 plus 7? 2 plus 7 is 9. So basically all you have to do to make a ninth chord is play a 7th chord and then just add your 2. Okay? So C9 would be B flat, D, E, and G. Pretty simple, right? Basically just like a 7th, but you're just adding the 2nd note of the major scale as well. Okay? B flat, D, E, G once again. Okay? The A minor, formal way to make an A minor 9. Start with the A minor 7, the formal way, A, C, E, G, and then just drop the root once again in your right hand. Move your thumb to C, second finger to E, middle finger to G, and you will play the ninth on the top, which is B. Once again, it's the ninth note of the major scale, so that's how we know. It's also the same as the 2, which is another easy way to remember. So C, E, G, B, A minor 9. And of course, why are ninths so cool, or why are they so important? Basically, you can play a ninth anywhere that you have a 7th chord. So if you have a C7, you can change that to a C9. If you have an A minor 7, you can change that to an A minor 9. If you have a C major 7, you can change it to a C major 9. And it basically will sound better because you have more notes going. In my opinion, the ninth is one of the most beautiful chords. It sounds so much better than a 7th because it's so much fuller, and it makes your sound and your playing sound so much more advanced. Okay, so let's go over the C major 9. So we'll take a C major 7 the formal way, C, E, G, B, and add the ninth, drop the root and add the ninth, switch your fingers over, same way, and then E, G, B, D. Those would be the notes for C major 9. Kind of looks like an E minor 7 the formal way as well. You'll learn that the more you start stacking chords, the more chords start repeating each other. Okay, and that's the formal way, the shortcut way. Remember 7 plus 2 equals 9. That's our secret to playing nines. And C major 7th, just add the 2. B, D, E, G. C major 9. B, D, E, G. That's one of those chords, if you already know your 7ths, you're not going to have any problem at all transferring to a ninth because you already have that knowledge there. You're just basically adding one more note, the 2, to make the ninth. How easy is that, right? Okay, so in the lesson, for those of you that have the curriculum in front of you and or have the lesson that was emailed to you, the lesson goes over exercise song 1 with substitution chords. For those of you in cyberspace that don't have the lesson in front of you, maybe on YouTube or whatnot, the chord structure of the song goes like this. It's C, C, F, C, A minor, D minor, G, G, and ends on a C. Okay, so we're looking at what kind of chords we can substitute for each one of these. Of course, on the first C, we can play a C2, C major 7. The second C, we could do a C7 or a C2. The F, we could do F2 or F major 7. We're acting like it's a slow song. The next C, we could probably want to play a C2 or C major 7. The A minor 2 or A minor 7. D minor 2 or D minor 7. The G, we change it to a G2, and the last G we can make either a G2 or a G7, and we're ending on C. Okay, so very, very simple here. But instead of playing those boring 7th chords, we're going to have another option here, which is the ninth. So on the first chord, instead of a C major 7, we're going to do a C major 9. The next chord is C9 instead of C7. F major 9, C major 9, A minor 9, D minor 9, G2, G9. Okay, so pretty simple. So you basically have taken a song that's very boring and you've really dressed it up. Even if you were playing 7ths, I mean, that sounds great too, but how much fuller does it sound with that 9 chord? Sounds really good with the 9 chord, a lot better than the 7th, and especially a lot better than those boring major and minor chords that we've all played at some time. Okay, great. So that's basically how to play ninths, and now you have an extra chord. The Praise course book, you'll notice that a lot of the songs in that book, because they're written a little more advanced, which you're of course more of an advanced player by now, but most of the songs in that chorus book, which has 120 different apostolic or Pentecostal contemporary songs, some of the old-fashioned ones as well, the traditional ones. It's got everything, from Amazing Grace to Anointing, Blessed Be Your Name, Here I Am to Worship. I would really highly recommend that book. 120 different songs for you to learn, and they're written with a more advanced piano player in mind. So a lot of nights in there. Okay, great. Well, we're excited about you joining us for this lesson, Apostolic Praise 103, Advanced Piano Chords, and we'll see you here in Lesson 2 in just a minute.